see my brother, I thought, hang on a minute. You got here, they give you food, women are all over you, and then they pay you. Oh, I'm fucking in. So if I could be in a band making music, I'd want to be in a band with white guys and black guys coming together and making the world want to rock together. That's all I ever wanted to do. I'm there now. You know, all these fucking artists are singing and it's going off. I get up and do my thing and pretend I'm really Jamaican. The blood clot. I'm gonna kill a boy dead. And then the sound system guy would say, Rasta, I have something for you now. But, you know, I'm gonna give you £20, right? I'm gonna give you 5 now. And it was like that forever, bro. In the end, it was like, fuck this. Do some dancehall stuff on top of that. I'm like, no, man, I'm not in that. I want to be Lenny Kravitz. I want to be fucking, you know, I want to be in a rock band, like with a top off and shit, like, you know. But I'm telling you what, as soon as I did put that punk rock reggae vibe together with Ginge in that room, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Flush yourself up, bro. Fuck it. Run back down. They robbed me, bro. They fucking robbed me, bro. And he went, who? I thought he's gonna shit himself. He said, let's go fucking get him. Like I speak to black people in the States and they go, I don't speak to white folks. I said, really? No, man. You with them white folks all the time, bro. I said, yeah. But I don't look at them like white folks. Really? Damn, man. They look like white folks to me. I said, yeah, but they are white. You know, you're looking at the color of their skin, not the content of their character, you know? Yeah. My mouth is big, and sometimes I fucking say the wrong things to the wrong people. Maybe it's been
Could be that as well.
Could be that as well. It's not just you're black, you're a fucking asshole. But I look what I have got. I got beautiful children, I got a beautiful girlfriend, I got a beautiful life, beautiful friends, encouraging. Not look of what I haven't got.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Central Club. This episode is brought to you by Reinspire Printing and Neil McAvoy Law. If you haven't already, subscribe to the club and hit that bell button to be notified of future content. Today, we're in for a treat, a national treasure in my eyes. When we talk about great bands or musicians here in Wales, there's one that doesn't get the recognition it should. That is Skindred. They're the original crossover band of punk, reggae, rock, with dub and a Jamaican dancehall influence that has flourished in the city of Newport for years and have a loyal following all over the globe. You could even say more recent groups such as Asteroid Boys have taken influence from this band. This man started out with his original group Dubwar, who are now releasing music again. He also featured on albums by Soulfly and A Bullet for My Valentine.
That's right, baby.
When COVID-19 came about, we pressed the reset button on everyone, and musicians were the heaviest to be affected. But this man's attitude to carry on and stay relevant was inspirational, and just watching him on social media brings light to people's lives. The thing that hits me harder than anything else this man's accomplished is the way he's been able to break down barriers and transcend race, culture, and find unity with common ground. This is now relevant more than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, the one and only Benji Webbe.
Wagwan. Everything blessed, bro. Wicked. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming down, yeah, honestly. I've heard... recently, I've been following you on social media, and I gotta say, mate, you are... You know, you push me to want to do better in life.
Yeah, man, that's what it's about. I mean, look, if I could just had, I always say this, I bore my fucking self when I go on there. You know, after like 8 days of going to the gym and you keep posting the same thing. But I know there's someone out there who needs that, you know, and then sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to post nothing. But I know there's people out there who want that. They want to see that. They want to be inspired. Some of the letters and the emails that I've got through the social media is incredible. People life-changing things. And it's just to know that, you know, a fat fuck like me can get in the gym and get that together and to inspire others. That's the blessing, bro. That's the blessing.
And has this started since COVID has kicked in the gym? Because obviously before it was...
Well, the gym story goes back to, I'd say 2018, early 2018. I played big festival. This is where it started. I played a big festival, Reading Festival. I went on stage with my band, played a storming set, and after the show, I'm backstage. You got the record company greeting you. You got all the vibes, you know, your gals there, your brethren from long time, all that stuff, right? Backstage, and my son's there. And he says, wicked show, Dad. I said, nice one, son. He said, you know what, though? You're a fat fuck. You need to lose some weight. I said, shut up, stupid. Get out, blah, blah, blah. Let him go on. But anyway, you know when someone says shit to you and it fucks with your head later on? So even though I'm in the party zone, I've been on stage, I'm at Reading, him saying that to me just planted a little seed, bro. And Christmas came along. It was Christmas time, and I said to my kids, "What do you want?" One said driving lessons, one said a 50-inch TV. My son says to me, he says, "Dad, give me 3 months of your life, right? 3 months of your life. I'll tell you what to do in the gym, and I'll tell you what to eat. And if after the 3 months, if you don't like what you see, do what the fuck you want, right?" So I said, you know what? I'll give him the time. So I give him the 3 months, bro. I never looked back. That was early 2019, and then I trained hard, loved it for my mental. And I'm so glad that I did what I said I was going to go in the gym with my boy when I did, because that's when obviously the COVID hit. And I'm glad that it seemed that not at the time that I didn't know I was preparing for it, but I was really preparing for that time. You
found purpose in lockdown.
Yeah, because otherwise I just would have been fucking eating like an animal, eating crazy and just, not looking after myself. And I'm so glad that my son had the balls to say, "Dad, you look like a fat fuck." And for me to actually have the soft enough heart to say, "Okay, son, I'll give you the time in the gym." And I give him the time. And it sort of prepared me for now, really. Because now I can't live a day without going to the gym. Or, well, maybe 2 days a week I won't go, but 5 days a week I'm in the gym doing as much as I can,
That's amazing. I bet he's buzzing as well.
Oh yeah, he's loving. But he knows. I know for a fact, honest to God, the size I was, I don't think I'd have been here now. You know what I mean? I really took hold of I didn't realize because even my fucking bass player said to me, "Bro, I was gonna have an intervention with you." I said, "Well, I was that fucking fat, was I?" Do you know what I mean? But that's the way it was. Like
you're quite small as well, aren't you? It's not like you're tall and you can carry it.
No. When you're little like me, bro, and you lose weight, you look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. It's not good. You know what I mean? You gotta work at it. And I did that, and I thank God that it couldn't have come at a better time. Because the only exercise I was getting when I was eating wrong constantly was going on stage. So if I was still eating wrong and not going on stage, I'd have blown up like a balloon.
Hitting you for 6, innit?
Yeah. I would have been in a bad state. I would have been.
Well, the good thing now is if everything does go to plan and you get back out there, you're in the best shape of your life.
Well, I'm fighting fit, bro. There's more I got to do, but I do feel good at this present time in my life. Physically, I do feel good. I don't feel like some people. I feel when I watch my videos now from 4 years ago on stage, I feel like I've got much more to offer to the crowd, and the crowd, like, they can see that. So,
well, you're very energetic on stage.
Even as a big guy, I've always been that guy on stage. Like, I'm not the sort of a coat hanger, stood still kind of singer. I'm always up and down, and that's what I do. But thank God that my boy said when he said, "Get to the fucking gym," because you know what I mean. You'd have been rolling me on stage like Veruca Salt, like honest to God. I know it's I don't know what it is, but it's Charlie and the Chocolate fucking yeah.
Well, for the people who don't know, the people who do and might not know more about your background, can we take you back to the start and where you're from, Benj?
Okay. Well, I was born in Somerton in Newport, around the age of, beautiful mother, beautiful father. Father's from the West Indies, my mother's from Cardiff sides. And I was 4 kids in a family, beautiful household, normal. Normal is, but Newport. And then I reached to about 7, 8, and my mother passed away. And it must have really knocked my father for 6, because my mom was like a really, they were a good couple. They loved each other, blah, blah, blah. So it knocked my dad for 6. And then he just couldn't live without my mother. So by the time I was 11, my father passed away. So I know, right? So I was left with my brother, who was only 21 at the time, to bring me up. Now, in all honesty, like, my brother could do the best he could, but he's 21, ganja smoking Rasta from Ringland, like, you know what I mean, from Newport. So he can do what he can do, you know what I mean? There's only so much he can do. So I ended up, like, my youth, 13, 14, 15, I was just a feral fucking cat. Like, I could do what I wanted to do, go what I wanted to. But the music always had something over me, because my brother was in a band, you see. And the one afternoon, I knew he'd rehearsed and all that, but the one afternoon, I must have been about 14, he said to me, do you want to come with us? Because I always used to see him going in the van, but I never knew where he was going, like, So the one day, my brother says, come with me. And we went up to the West Wales to, I think it was a legalized cannabis sort of festival. Like a festival.
Festival, yeah.
So we went there, and we got there, and as we got there, we all jumped out the van, and all these people were so pleased to see my brother and his gang, and, they went on stage, they played a show. It was like, I was just in awe, because I got a little kid from a council estate in Newport going up to Carmarthenshire, seeing this amazing rock and roll show my brother put on with his band. And I knew from the minute I see my brother, and I thought, hang on a minute, you got here, they give you food, women are all over you, and then they pay you. Oh, I'm fucking in. I don't want to go to school no more, because they can't teach us in school. So that was like my introduction into being a musician. And then, fortunately, like music, like the specials and and the Clash and bands like that who were making. They were making like, well, especially the specials, when they were doing all these songs they were doing, they were all songs that my father had in his record collection, like, Toots and the Maytals, Message to You, Rudy, all these great songs that the specials were doing again. And I always thought, when I watched the special for the first time on a documentary on BBC Two, I just thought, look at them. They look like they're from a fucking shitty council estate like me.
Coventry,
Yeah.
Specials,
and they just look like they're so cool. And I said, if I could be in a band making music, I'd want to be in a band with white guys and black guys coming together and making the world want to rock together. That's all I ever wanted to be. You know what I mean? I was from when I see my brother on stage getting paid and all that. I was like, oh, I gotta have some of that.
Was your brother doing the same genre as you then? Was he doing like the same type of thing?
They were doing like, for want of a better word, like a UB40-ish kind of vibe.
Nice.
Like, that's what they were called the Beetroots. You can still find, there's, I think there's like, the demos are online. Like, I had one the other day, I listened to one online the other day. They were called the Beetroots, Newport-based band. And they were really inspiring to me growing up because these were men or kids at the time who I looked up to and, hung around. And I thought, well, I want to be like that. I want to have the dreadlocks and, you know what I mean? Have all the vibes that they had going on. So that was a big influence to me as a kid growing up. Because when I went back to school after watching that, I wasn't interested in doing any of this school shit. I wanted to be in a band. Like, I wanted to use the voice that I had.
Did your brother carry on in life?
No, he sort of fell off after the band split up. He did it a little while, but I mean, my brother. If you listen to my brother sing and you listen to me, you think I'm ripping him off, and which I am doing it big time because he just never had the shit to get it. He never had his shit together to go and do it. But when I listen to my brother sing and you listen to my voice, you can hear clearly the influences that my brother had over what I did.
Is your brother still about now?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
is he envious of?
No, he fucking hates me.
Yeah.
He's not envious. He just don't like me. No, he's cool, man.
Yeah,
yeah. He loves it. I mean, he's one of them people. I'm glad that I'm from Newport. We don't get smoke blown up your ass constantly. When people come up to me and they act like, oh, Benji, I'm like, shut the fuck up and calm down. Do you want a drink or what? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to hear that. I mean, fair enough when you're in Asda and you got 3 people following you going, oh, it's you. Oh, it's like, I'm in fucking Asda like anyone else and my shit fucking stinks. Leave me alone, like, you know what I mean? And that's the vibe I want people to know. It's like on Facebook and that. If someone mentions my name like I'm not a human, I'm fucking in there answering them. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want people to know that it's, as much as I want to rock people, I just want people to know that you haven't got to be like some sort of weird celebrity who's untouchable. Fuck that shit. I want people to realize that, I'm one of the guys. Yeah. I'm doing what I do and I want unity and I want to spread love and I want to spread unity through the music that I make. But still I'm approachable and still come up and talk to me,
Yeah. So when you was going to your brother's festivals and what's this, 80s, 90s, 70s,
yeah,
80s?
I'd say early 80s, bro.
Early 80s. What was
even like late 70s, huh?
What was Summerton like then in the 80s?
No, I was in Ringland at that time.
Ringland, okay.
Ringland was it was the good. What I liked about Ringland is growing up, you had punk rockers who looked like punk rockers, right? And you had skinheads who looked like skinheads and mods who looked like mods. I grew up in that time, and it was a great time because I always wanted something from all of these gangs. Because I thought them mods look cool, them rastas look cool. So I was never one to go, I want to be this or I want to be that. I just wanted it all, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And as I grew up, I made friends with them, with all these different kind of people, like, you know what I mean? So a lot of the influences from them, I mean, it's like when people say to me, what did you listen to growing up? I listened to what my brothers were playing, but I also was listening to John Peel as well. And he was playing some mental fucking shit that I loved. You know what I mean? It wasn't playing like Dennis Brown or Sugar Minott. Listening to John Peel, he's playing some weird shit. And that's what I really loved, And that's what I always thought. I didn't want to do something which was out and out reggae, or I didn't want to do something which was out and out rock. I wanted a good balance within it, right? And that's what I've always done.
Do you think that type of music you was playing mirrored the city at the time, the city of Newport?
Yeah, I do. I think I do. I think I do. I think Ringland growing up, it definitely suited. I mean, when you listen to songs like by the specials, like Ghost Town, I think everybody was feeling the same. At that time, the whole of the country felt that,
How old was you, when you realised that you was going to take this as a career?
I didn't, bro. I just saw.
Didn't you do sound system?
I was I mean, as a kid growing up, my mother used to love all the musicals. So I'd sit by my mother, and then I discovered I had this vibrato, so I could sing these songs, and she'd be like, "Oh, this is the way. Come here, Clive, singing that song, like kind of thing, like, sing that for them, like, you know what I mean."
Can you give us a little run through?
I can't, right? I need to warm up, But no, I mean, growing up, my mother loved all that shit, and I used to watch all these musicals with her, and I loved it too. So basically, I think when you start singing, you're just doing impressions, And that's what I started doing, because but even though I was doing the impressions of all this opera kind of thing, my brothers had all these dancehall songs. So I listen to people like Ika Mouse, Little
Mouse.
John, Michael Prophet, Barrington Levi, Dennis Brown. All these voices to me were like fucking cartoon characters. It was so rich and different. So as a kid growing up, I started to try to do it all like, trying to use that voice. And I sort of mastered it really early, because before I knew it, I was singing on sound systems up and down the country. You know what I mean? Like I was singing on Cardiff, Conqueror from Cardiff, and some songs from Bristol and London. And I was getting into that thing, and it was really cool for a time. But what was happening, a man would say to me, come on, sing on my sound system. I'm going to give you 100 pound and 500 bag of weed. And I go there, and he say, hey, listen, man, things never go so well, so take that 10 yeah, and take that 5. How am I going to get home? Me no know, man, start to tell folks, man. So I felt like it was a constant thing.
It was a joke, yeah.
Oh, it was murder, because you go all the way to London, like stand on, like no one knew you. I'm like a fucking Welsh boy as far as I was concerned. Go to London, you got on the, you sneak on a PA bill. I'm there now, all these fucking artists are singing and it's going off. I get up and do my thing and pretend I'm really Jamaican. The blood clot, yeah, I'm gonna kill a boy dead. I'll just get up there and do my thing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sing the song, tear up the club, and then the sound system guy would say, Rasta, I have something for you now. But, so me, I gotta give you 20 pound, right? I gotta give you 5 now. And it was like that forever, bro. In the end, it was like, fuck this. And then my mate of mine came up. it was like, go to Manchester, sing on a song, you promise the world, and they give you a tenner. You know what I mean? I was like, nah. And I was doing, and there was happening.
And you go on your ones, would you? Or?
Well, I'd take my girlfriend at the time, or maybe I'd fucking scab a lift off one of my mates. Come on, bro, take me to Manchester. It's going to be banging.
I love it.
And he'd be like, bro, I want to go home now. And I'd be stuck there waiting for this guy to pay me. And then I'd stand in the club. The club's empty. All the vibes are gone. It's done, right? Stand in the club, bro, till last. And then the guy said, come here. Get there. And he said, look, me never do so good at the bar, so I'm going to give you this now. And it wasn't like a negotiation. That's what you're getting, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this, and this is all you get, and go on back on wheels, and I call it. Anyway, I was like, fuck this. A friend of mine went to prison. And when he came out of prison, he said, bro, I know you can do that rock voice. I know you can do the rock voice. I know you're in the reggae thing, but I know you can do the rock voice. Do me a favor, bro. He said, I got some songs, right? That I've written in prison. And I said, okay. He said, but you got to use the rock voice, though. Anyway, so I started doing this thing. So me and him then ended up joining this little project thing we were doing with these more metal-y kind of more rock and roll more than metal, like guys. So we did this project, and the demo that we did ended up in the hands of the guy who plays bass with Dubwar. So when he heard me, and he said, he's from fucking Newport. Oh, him? He's from Newport. He's going, anyway. So he didn't know me as such, so we went and got somebody who knew me. So basically, and then I went to rehearsal with Dubwar. And they said, look, could you do this thing? So I was in rehearsal with Dubwar, but it wasn't called Dubwar at the time. So
yeah, what were they called? At the time?
Well, I mean, basically, I was working with. There used to be a band from Newport called the Blood Brothers, but the Blood Brothers split up, and that's when Richie and Jeff and Ginge, they were looking for a singer, and that's when they met me.
Was there a lot of bands in Newport at the time?
At the time, Newport
was. It seems like there was a lot of bands.
There was a lot happening, but I was just sick of fucking reggae, to tell you the truth, bro.
Okay.
Because I felt...
Of what's happened, you going up and down the country
exactly,
as well.
And just getting slapped.
You was out of level.
Oh, bro, I love the passion, And then I did... Yeah, well, because I know, like I said, my story's so vast, I fucking keep jumping all over the place.
No, it's fine. Crack on.
But what happened was, with the whole... Like I said, I always wanted to do something which was like that. The reggae sort of kicked me in the ass. The whole reggae thing where I wasn't getting treated the way I needed to be treated by some of these promoters and sound systems. So when my mate came out of prison, he said, I got these rock songs. He said, I know a couple of guys who play these songs. So we did the song. We had a project. But Richie then from Dubwar heard this and said, why? Let's get this guy over and see what he's doing. So he sort of poached me from these other guys, which I thank God he did. Because it wasn't that great. Yeah. But it was funny because when I was with the Dubwar thing, I wanted to be this rock singer. I fucking fancied myself like a Lenny Kravitz kind of dude.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this rock. They're playing and I'm singing, and Ginge, the drummer, looks at me and says, Benj. I said, what? He said, I know we're doing the rock thing. He said, but do some dancehall stuff on top of that. I'm like, no, man, I'm not in that. I want to be Lenny Kravitz. I want to be fucking, I want to be in a rock band, like with a top off and shit, like, He said, nah, bro. He said, look, we're going to do this punk thing. Do some reggae on top of it. Do you on top of this punk thing we're going to do. Bro, I tell you what, I know there's another Charlie Chaplin moment when you see the cane and the hat and the scarf, but I'm telling you what, as soon as I did put that punk rock reggae vibe together with Ginge in that room, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I thank God that I wasn't one of them divas who said, I'm not fucking doing it, I'm not doing it. As soon as I heard it, bro, as soon as I heard it, I felt, you know what? And it's funny because I was trying to get deals all the time. And within, I'd say, a month of joining them boys, we was being offered record deals up and down the country.
Why do you think that is? The sound?
I think, you know, there was a lot of people doing a lot of the same kind of things. And when you do something a bit different, that's when people are interested. And I think even though I cut my career quite short then, there was a lot of different things I did. There was a lot of heartache trying to get record deals and trying to get record companies to come to Wales to watch your band play. You know, but it was funny because within a month of joining them boys from Dubwar, that we became Dubwar, within that month we had a record deal. It was nuts. All them years of sleeping on people's settees and fucking using blankets, stinking of piss. You know what I mean? From someone's dog. You know what I mean? All them years of that. And as soon as I got it right, it seemed to just fall into place.
Yeah, it fell into place. How old was you at this time?
Bro, I was 26 when I got my first record deal.
Wow.
26. So there's been a lot of water. But one thing I say, even when I was up to my fucking really shit criminal activities, when I was the worst criminal in Newport, you know, selling fucking dog biscuits wrapped up in fucking, what's it called to people, even in my worst criminal activities, all my brethren them, because of my voice, they'd always be, you know, no, don't get involved, B, because you got your career. And that was I was the hardened criminals who I know to this day, who when I was coming up and sleeping on people's settees constantly, they'd be like, no, don't get involved in that, B. Go home or do something, because, you know, you say you got your career. At the time, I didn't really have a career, but all I knew was I had a voice and people believed in me from way back then. So they'd be always trying to cover for me and tell me, that, you know, don't get involved in the fuckery, don't do this, don't do that. You got your career to think of. And at the time, I didn't have a career. I just sang on sound systems and stuff. But it was beautiful to know when I look back now, I know that I was...
People guided you.
Yeah, they protected me from being such an idiot.
So was there moments before being 26 where you thought, fuck this, or
I'll tell you what I thought,
happen.
Fuck this, right? I robbed these guys from the valleys, right? They come down to Newport and someone said to us...
As they do.
As we do. Back in the day, I was on the front line like an asshole selling weed, right?
Where's this to?
In Newport.
Just anywhere in Newport, yeah?
Well, in Pill in Newport in the early 80s, right?
Okay.
I got 3, 4 kids living in Newport. I'm hustling on the street. When I say hustling, I'm not doing nothing too crazy. I mean, I'm selling fucking dog biscuits to some guy who can't do anything. But anyway, I was never involved, right, really in the big criminal
in the
activity.
heavy thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so my brother says to me, we can fucking knock him, bro. We can knock him. What you gotta do, right? No, you take him to Cardiff, right? Take him to Cardiff. You get out the car, run up the stairs by Angelina Street in the big flats, go up there, come down, 20 minutes later, go in, they robbed me, bro. So I did that, right? Like a fucking idiot. I go all the way take him to Cardiff from Newport, get there. I take the guy's money, £300, and go in the block of flats. Wait 10 minutes, looking down at the car, he's still sat in the car.
How much?
10 minutes going.
No, how much?
350 quid.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Looking in the car. He's still there. I'm going, fucking hell. Okay, so I got to go back. Flush yourself up, right? Fucking dreads up, right? Run back down. They robbed me, bro. They fucking robbed me, bro. And he went, who? I thought he's going to shit himself. He said, let's go fucking get him. I go, I'm not going back up there, mate. I go up there, man. Them I got killed with blood clot. Getting out of the car. He said, bro, I'm not going nowhere. That's my penis up there. I was like, no. And it's fucking backfired, haven't it? It's backfired. So I'm like, no. This motherfucker, he don't want to leave Cardiff, bro.
Some mad taffy, like, fuck this, man.
And bro, it's funny because I know I'm going to recall his name. The best part is this. Anyway, so me and this guy, after I'm trying to I'm shitting myself because I expected this guy to go, oh, they robbed us. Let's run away. Nah, this guy was like, nah, what floor was it, bro? What floor was it? I'm going, up there. And he looked in my eyes, boys, and I fucking knew he could see my lies. He knew. And we sat in the car. We're driving back to Newport. I'm next to him. All right, bro? Man's driving like this, Brett, back to Newport. I said, nice, fucking, they had us, didn't they? Guy's looking like this, I'm next to him. Bro, they tucked us, man, didn't they? The guy wasn't having none of it, bro. He just kept looking at me slyly like that. As we come round in Newport, now we come round the roundabout, he goes, it wasn't my money, but you got kids to feed, I have, bro. I'm thinking, fuck, because I'm not a criminal, bro. I'm not a criminal. I'm a pussy hole, telling the truth.
You
I'm
got
sat-
kids to feed.
I know, I'm going like this in the
When
car.
they say that, it's game
I'm
over.
going like this in the car, bro, in my body inside of it. But then I'm outside, I'm going, yeah, man. But you know what? There's nothing you can do when you get knocked like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't know about that, bro. I'm fucking trying to do my best black intimidation. It's just not working, bruh. He's not having none of it. What you on about, bro? That's my kids to feed, bro. I'm like, fuck me. And do you know what he said to me? And when I introduced, this is how tough this guy is, right? When he introduces himself in Newport in the afternoon before we went, I said to him, yes, bro, Benji. He said, yes.
What? What?
That's what his name was. And he didn't give a fuck when he told me either. My name, bro. And I said, why they call it? He said, because my old man, when, my father was originally, but when he was in the pits, he'd get home, he never fucking washed, though. He always had all the black makeup on his face all the time. I'm like, this motherfucker's dangerous,
nuts,
bro.
mate.
So anyway, so we get back home now.
Nuts.
So we get back home, and I get out of the car in Pell, and I go, sorry about that, bro. Sorry. And he looked at me, and I knew it wasn't the last time I'd see him. You know what I mean? I just knew it wasn't the last time I'd see him.
Did you ever see him again?
Yeah, the next morning with a couple of baseball bats at my front door, bro.
Shut up.
Yeah, man.
Was that the end? Was that you done with
When
that
I got
game?
that crack on my head by there, I can't remember what side it is, but when I got that
yeah.
crack, it led me to Jesus, bro. It cracked me to Jesus. Because I knew then, I'm a musician. What the fuck am I doing?
What am I doing up on fucking
Yeah, trying to fucking...
floor 32 down Loudon Square? Like,
lying to people and you know, Anyway, the lick on my head made me go, all right, you deserve that lick. You lying motherfucker, you deserve that.
what when you got the deal with Dubwar, what was it? A change in life? Was it a way? Did your way of life change?
No,
Did
well,
they give you
basically,
money?
it's funny
What-
because after I got licked on the head, right, and I was the woman I was with at the time got really into being born again and all that, and I felt at the time because she just changed automatically by this Jesus part. Because I know that Jesus stuff works, whether you believe it or you don't. I just know when you grab hold of it and you're sincere with it, it changes you.
Yeah.
I seen it happen to this woman I was with for 20 odd years. So I started going, what? So I just felt like I sort of stopped doing the music thing, and it was only through I started going to church. And I just started getting my shit together. I started talking about the gospel. I started going into prisons up and down the country. Went into Dartmouth, giving my testimony and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, after the lick on the head, mind, because it sort of licked me to like cut the shit, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I started going, I joined a church with her, I was in a church, we did some time in the church, and that was great. But it was in that time, after the lick, that's when Dubwar was created. That's when I started working with the guys from Dubwar.
The crossroad was
and
there then?
yeah, that's right. So the lick on the head with a baseball bat, that led me to have the time to go, you know what, you're gonna get fucking killed if you keep this shit up.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not a tough guy, you're not a gangster, you're not a fucking, you know, robbing people of fucking dog biscuits and fucking stupid shit like that. That's not your vibe, you know? So it's like the crossroads linked between me getting it on the head, getting born again and going to church and cutting the shit. And it's only when I got born again and started going to church that I think the doors started open. I'm not saying it was Jesus who did it or anything like that. I'm just saying it sort of happened then and through that crossover period, you know? Yeah.
What are some of the places you played when you was with Dubwar? Like some of the...
Well, I was just talking about, you know what, a lot of people say to me, because I believe as a black man traveling the world, if I wasn't in the band, I wouldn't be treated so nice. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I remember one time I was talking to someone on Facebook this morning. One time, I'm sure, my bass player says to me in Skindred that he feels racist. I know I'm looking at that red light all the time talking. But my bass player said he sees people be racist towards me, but I don't see it. But the way they would treat him, they don't treat me the same way. I'm in situations.
Really?
I was in Russia once, with Dubwar, and I was outside McDonald's, and there was the guy in the doorway. And I walked up to the guy in the doorway as if to say, excuse me. And he just looked at me like that and went, I said, well, if I was in Newport, I'd be rolling with him now, but I'm in Russia.
Yeah, of course.
So I just allowed him and said, you know, that's what. But what I'm saying is, like, I know that's a rarity as an artist when you travel to get racially abused like that. I mean, football players, they get different from musicians, you know. But I know I've been, what's the word I'm looking for? I've been privileged as a black guy the way I travel with a band, you know what I mean? So I've had the best of places. You know, when you go somewhere, you know, they don't throw you in the shitty areas, you get the best of things, you know what I mean? But I know if I wasn't, it would be a different story completely.
Yo, you what I?
Nah, Cole, bro. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit itchy.
What do you mean?
Bro, I've been using that Bic razor, man. I think I've got an ingrowing hair from it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What shall I do?
This is for you and the fan's sake. You need to go cop up a manscape. Comfy to toss like a pancake. Cause now I don't look like a damn ape. I used to be hairy, my family are Greek. But now I am trimmed and my bits are on fleek. Now I get nookie when under the sheets. And the back of my balls don't chafe on my cheeks. I recklessly trim in the dark. The ceramic blades are not sharp. I dangerously shaving the night with the help of my LED lights. I feel like a 1 in a million. Wetting up girls like amphibians. I am not into Brazilians. Thank you, manscape, you are brilliant. And that's it, bruv. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like, life-changing. I used to always say I'm a shower, not a grower. But now, thanks to the mower, my ting hangs lower.
Yeah, Cole, what about the ball sweat, man?
What do you mean?
What about the sweat, bro?
Sweaty sacks are not deserved, so I'm getting them slapped with crop preserve. And once you're down there checking for bumps, make sure you're checking for lumps. Pebble dash when I trim my mustache, mow the lawn, then I'm gone in a flash. Used to shave, then I show in a rash, but my Bic's gone straight in the trash.
Nice one, Cole. You've really put me on there, bro.
Not a problem, bro, but like I said, for you and the fans' sake, if you want to check out your manscape, then hit the discount code. All capital letters, stay central. That's all bold writing, yeah? Like my balls, stay central. You need to cop up a manscape. How did Skindred form then?
Well, Dubwar fell apart. We had four or 5 years on a record label called Earache Records. And it was really good. You know, we did Australian television, Swiss, Scandinavian television. You know, we did really good on the festival circuit. But the band sort of split up due to financial situations and stuff. But me and Dan Pugsley, now, after I was working with a guy from Metallica on a project in Los Angeles called Mass Mental. So after Dubwar finished, I had a couple of months working on this stuff with Robert Trujillo from Metallica. And at the same time as I was, and it's still online. You can still listen to the album's called, I think the project's called Mass Mental, and the album's called How to Write Love Songs. So people can still listen to that to this day. But we was doing that project, and at the same time, I said to someone from church that I wanted to get another band together after Dubwar. And I was working with some people, and the bass player, they said the first time we had a jam, there was me, a drummer, and the bass player, a guitarist. So me and the drummer had a jam, and I said, I'm off to Los Angeles, but when I get back, and it's funny because when I was going to LA, I was signing on, and I said to the woman, if I go to LA to look for work, is it all right? Like, and she said, no, if you go to LA, you know, your claim's void. You have to claim again. So I didn't bother. I just went to I just said, okay, I'll be back. So what I was doing was going over to LA to do this project with Robert, and coming back to sign on the dole again. You know what I mean? Because obviously I know it was only an idea. Like, it's mental, mate. But I had to do that in order to get out of the country to go and do it. But I was doing that. So basically, when I was doing the Robert stuff, I got back and the guy said to me, Wicked, they had a jam with the bass player. And this bass player was from Southampton. He's a really cool kid. And he came along to the rehearsal space and we were jamming. And I just seen Dan Pugsley, who's in Skindred now. I mean, he was only 18, 19 years of age. But I could see the talent in him was amazing. And all I could see was him, and the other two guys were just sort of faded away. So after rehearsal, I called him and I said, look, I know them two guys introduced you, but, you know, would you be interested in working with me on different stuff? Like, you know what I mean? He said, oh, I'm not sure. And then he called me back 10 minutes later and said, yeah, that was 22 years ago. Look at us now. We're still going. Same lineup, still doing it. You know what I mean? So me and Dan been together writing in Skindred for like 20 odd years.
I must say, one of the best names of a band I've ever heard, Skindred. It's just...
Well, it's Dan's name. Dan thought of it because
I think it's brilliant.
I like that. I wanted to do, like with Dubwar, you got the dub, which is representing the more mellower side of it, and then you got the war, which is the more heavier stuff. So when Dan said to me, let's call the band Skindred, I thought, yeah, because then it means like brotherhood as well, like kindred.
It's more than what it is.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot in there, you know what I mean? But I enjoy being up there on stage with Skindred. It's just seeing that unity and bringing people together. And I love going on, like, because you see some bands, they go on and they got no love for, they're just singing the songs, bro. You know, even though the crowd's going crazy and all that, the passion's not there for them. And I see that time and time again on the road, like, especially when you play the same, especially with the festival circuit, you play the same, and time again, you see the same acts, and, you know, they just ain't got the passion. But I know one thing, I always say this to people, when I go on stage, whether it's in a club with 6 people, 1 man and his dog, or it's in 60,000 in a festival, I get the same rush, the same energy. I won't go on there and do a standard show because there's not many people there. And that's one thing I said to myself. When I was a kid in my sister's bedroom singing fucking Tina Turner songs, right, with a brush. And it was just me and her. That's the thing. I always take that with me everywhere I go. I take that with me everywhere I go because I think if you're entertaining yourself or you're doing it for yourself, you can't go wrong. You know, and that's the way I've done the whole frontman thing, the whole rock star thing. Is taking that to the people who deserve it. Because, you know, it's like people say, I would never get blocked up or get fucking drunk to go on stage. Because I never got me to the party. A sober mind got me there. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of my brethren, they do this and they do that before they go on. I ain't doing that. Because I believe these people are paying money to come and see a concert. And they
give them the best.
Yeah, you give them the best. I can't be best when I'm pitchy as fuck when I have a drink. Ask her. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down, Benj, please. You're drunk.
You perform Reading Festival. You've done many festivals. You performed in like 750,000.
There was called Polish Woodstock. It was on the border of Switzerland and Poland, I do believe. And they said that when I went on stage with my band Skindred, there was 750,000 people in the crowd. And when you look at the footage from Polish Woodstock, it looks like that.
I said, are you ready to do the new Bob helicopter? On 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, it's something that, and it's funny because I wasn't scared because I watched all the other bands that went on before us and after us.
That is just to put it into perspective for people. That is
Yeah.
like the city of Cardiff and the city of Newport population going in
Yeah.
a field and
Yeah, it was great. It was incredible.
and watching you jam.
Yeah, it was great, bro. It's great. And it's funny because, like I said, I don't go on stage and think, oh my God, there's a lot of people there. I go, this is an opportunity to shine even more. I got more people to lead to the gospel of peace and love. You know, more people that get into the vibe.
Well, that's what I seen on the one I watched, the Summer Breeze. You could see some people, some were really jamming. You had the mosh pits.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, you know, they're not just dancing because of the drums are playing. You was getting them involved. Like, you know, you sing this, you sing that. And that made it even more
bro, you know what?
intense. And that's what I think you do great at.
As a showman, as a front man in a band, I love to give people something to push them a little bit. You know, to being comfortable and watching.
What are you here for? If you just
get the fuck out. What, love, go home. You got a face like a smacked ass. Get out.
Yeah.
And I've said that to people. Like, you know what? You know, love. Have you paid to see Skindred tonight? Yeah. So what the fuck is smiling, love? What's wrong with you? Do you know? And I do that. I know some people get pissed off by it, but I just want the people to enjoy themselves. And it's funny because, you know what, we've played festivals and club shows that you got 3 people on, you got 900 people going fucking crazy, and you got 3 people in the front just looking at you like that. And you concentrate more on them 3 than you will the 900 going mad, isn't it?
It's the same in anything. You know, you could have, it's like on social media, you could have 1,000 likes, you get 1 dislike, you're like, who the fuck's
And you're worrying about it. Terrible. Fucking terrible, isn't it?
So why do you think then, back to the question I was going to say, you know, all them shows you've done, the success you've had, why do you think you're not held in the same regard as the likes of Stereophonics, as the likes of all
Yeah.
why
I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I wouldn't like to think it's the color of my skin,
really?
but sometimes I do think I'm too Newport for them, and my hair's weird, so they won't let me sit in certain places. Even to this day, and I'll be honest with you,
You feel that passion?
I feel that a little bit. I mean, they don't like to be said. You know what I mean? People don't like to talk about that. But I think if I was doing it, I mean, maybe I've stepped on. Maybe my mouth is big, and sometimes I fucking say the wrong things to the wrong people. Maybe it's been.
Could be that as well.
Could be that as well. It's not just you're black. You're a fucking asshole. You gotta be more cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I have. But I just think that. I think as a Welsh guy, Afro-Caribbean Cymru, that's what I describe myself as.
You're so Welsh,
I
bro.
get that. There's only one way for me.
yeah,
Serious, you know. I do a good
Wear
accent.
it on your sleeve, don't you?
Of
Like, that's what I
course.
love
You
about
know,
you.
I can't
Some
hide
people
it.
pretend they know when they, you know.
I'm very,
it's like-
very Welsh, bro. Very, very African and very, very Caribbean, very Welsh. The one thing about I love Cardiff and I love Newport, because it's not like that click and that click. It's just I know people who are of a mindset and a kind, and it's not
It's not colour.
No, it's the mindset and the kind.
Wrong and right.
Yeah. You know, and I love that, and I'm glad I brought up in that, and that's what I took into the, because like some of the places I go, they go, what, you did this? Like I speak to black people in the States, and they go, like, I don't speak to no white folks. I said, really? No, man. You with them white folks all the time, bro. I said, yeah, but I don't look at them like white folks. Really? Damn, man, they look like white folks to me. I said, yeah, but they are white. But you're not, you know, you're looking at the color of their skin, not the content of their character, you know?
Yes.
And that's what I find, and I know Newport has got that a lot. I mean, my mates say, Benji, you black bastard. Fuck you talking to? Oh, I'm only playing. It's not a game. Fuck you. I'm allowing you because I love you and I know you, like, you know what I mean? But that's not a game. The banter is not a game, bro. You know, I'm not playing, you know?
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
But what I'm saying is, the beautiful thing about being from this part of South Wales is that you got
And it is this part, because it is only Cardiff, Newport, really.
well, it's got that culture, and Barry as well.
Yeah. Sorry.
You know, I mean,
Sorry,
I've
Barry.
never. Yeah, sorry, Barry. I mean, like, what I'm saying is a like of a kind of a certain human being that they gel together. It doesn't matter what area you're from, but you just gel together, and it doesn't matter about the color of your skin. And people, like I said, they judge you on the conduct of your character.
So, you know, just before COVID, you was a
Yeah.
little fat man on
that's right.
on Reading Festival, but you was living life, you know.
Bro, no,
COVID came, didn't it?
Yeah, bro, I was like, I remember we were writing a new album. Skindred were in studio in Bristol. We started writing a new record. We had dinner, and then all of a sudden, it must have been around, 15th of March, 2020 or 20, whatever it was. And things just stopped. Like I think we had something like 160 shows around the world booked that year. And I thought, I'll give it a couple of weeks, it'll be over. No, bro, no. Like years later, we're still in the same situation, like, you know what I mean?
So does that affect, obviously it's going to affect you, the money you make and the way
well,
you
I mean, my whole point, my whole existence is through people gathering. You took that away from me.
Yeah.
So all I had really was my Pro Tools rig in the house. You know, and I couldn't see my brethren then because everyone was, what they call it, isolating, and no one could go anywhere near anybody. So I had a tough time because, like I said, for the last 20 years, I've had the same crew traveling the world, you know, doing American tours, British tours, Scandinavian tours, all these beautiful parts of the world, traveling constantly. And it wasn't never, and even doing DJ sets myself, because, you know, people book me as a DJ sometimes. I go out and do that, which is fun.
What type of music?
I play anything I want, bro, from Mozart to fucking African bombard. I just play what I want, bro. And people dig it. I mean, most of the time, they just come to the
So it's to rent Benji Webbe.
Rent Benji Webbe. Serious. JCDC, that's my MC. That's my girlfriend. She's my MC.
Shut up.
No, I'm lying, bro. Of course I'm lying. She fucking hides away in the back with Grey Goose. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you can book me as a DJ. But all that was going on, I was, like I said, 160 odd shows booked. All of a sudden, it's just
so
gone.
not only expressing yourself, but like you said, relying on people gathering. That is your gig. That is you.
Bro,
all gone.
My money is made from people walking into a venue and paying that. Imagine now people can walk into the venue and they can't do that. And I'm a frontman of people. So doing this, like people talking about, you should do a gig online. That don't mean shit to me.
I was going to say, how do you feel like, you know, we're coming into this metaverse? You had Travis Scott, who's done a few virtuals. It was the death at Travis Scott's concert. What do you think, and what do you say about this virtual performance?
I think you gotta do it, but it wasn't for me at that time. And unfortunately, even now, I gotta say, we didn't do it. We didn't do the show where people pay for you to see you on the screen. I didn't do it. A lot of my friends did in bands, and they were quite successful. They had a good time. But for me, as a frontman and as a band, it's looking in someone's eyes. That's where the connection is. So doing that, it just defeats the object.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, let me see your hands in the air. I need to see their hands in the air.
Yeah.
You know, not one fucking camera guy in the background going like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I have to. We couldn't do it that way. You know what I mean? And I'm glad we didn't, because we waited long enough. And, well, first it was like 2 years, because I wrote a lot in them 2 years I had home.
Are you grateful in any way about it?
I am very grateful that it happened, because I had the first album I wrote with Dubwar, I had 26 years to write it. After that, I've had 6 months to write everything, right? Every album you ever write, you've got 6 months if you're lucky to write it. The pandemic gave me 2 years to write these songs and have time to change them and work on them and push them and pull them and try this and try that. So I think the next two records I wrote, the Dubwar album that I wrote during the pandemic and the Skindred album, I think it's some of the best work I've ever done in my life. You know, lyrically, having the time to think about it, you know, and it's so much. Look through that pandemic, look how much inspiration lyrically you had. you know, from the Black Lives Matters thing, them pulling down the statues, all these
Bristol,
great things that went on during that, and people showing their love, more love than they've ever showed on this in this world.
Not seeing your children or in a tight legal spot, Neil McAvoy Law can help. We don't give legal advice, but we know good people who do. So if you want somebody on your side, giving it 100%, get in touch. Quote the Central Podcast for discount, and we will be on your side. Diolch yn fawr.
And, you know, all these deaths and people's... it was just such a world of lyrics to have during that 2 years, you know. And I'm still writing and I'm still working on stuff, but it was, as much as it was a blessing, for me, it was a blessing, you know, as much as it was a curse.
What about mental health on yourself? Did you
Bro,
have any low points?
I think riding my bike every day, because they shut all the gyms are done. So it was either get yourself some weights or don't train. And I knew I had to train for my man. After I tasted that and I lost that weight, I knew the only way I was going to keep that mental health strong was to get in the gym. And that's what I decided to do. Get on my bike, buy myself a fucking bike, and I come off my bike, something chronic, rack my fucking jaw, my elbow, and my shoulder at the same time. That was Christmas Eve 2 years ago. That fucked me up. Yeah.
You've got a scar
on my neck, yeah.
Can you have a look into this?
It's there, faded a little bit.
That was a close one.
That was close, bro. I mean...
Tell the people what happened?
Yeah, I tell you, I was with my girlfriend, we was coming home, and I'm not the sort of guy to shout shit to people, but for some reason I shouted shit to people. And
they were in the crowd.
Well, these two ladies. One was dressed like a man-ish, and the other was dressed like a woman, but I could see they were both women. Okay. I said, ladies, get
couple?
Couple, yeah.
Yeah,
Couple. Not a beautiful couple, but a couple. I said, ladies, get a room, man. With that, the one who was eating the kebab, come quite close, and she started spitting in my face as she's screaming at me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm only joking. It's just... With that, I stepped it back, like I put my hand out like that. And the next thing you know, I just stood there with like the Exorcist. Blood's just squirting out of my...
Take your jugular size.
Yeah, there it is, by there, isn't it? It's like a finger away from the jugular, but it was a lot of blood.
What did she do? Smash the glass?
No. She had something in her hand. I didn't realise. Because she went, there, you fucking
A knife?
I don't know what it was to this day. She claimed the ring had a mark on her. She claimed the ring had a mark, had some sort of scuff on it.
She goes like that?
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. And then, but when she did, she said, that'll fucking teach you. That'll fucking teach you.
So it was a knife.
I don't know what it was, because obviously the court case, they said they couldn't be proved it was a knife. And
what happened to her?
The two of them went to prison for 2 years. They went to prison for 2 years.
They wouldn't have minded that.
First of all, I was like...
They wouldn't have minded that then?
No, they had 2 years. But you know what's really funny? So that it passed, the 2 years passed, and I was in Primark, of all places, waiting for her again. And she's in Primark shopping, and I'm by the doorway. And I looked, and this woman comes over, and it's not long now after my sister passed away. So she says, Benji, I just want to say I'm so sorry. And I go, it's all right, love. She said, I'm so sorry about what happened that night. I didn't say, I didn't change my expression. What do you mean? She said, I learned a lot. I went to prison for 2 years, and then it just clicked. This is the woman who fucking cut me.
Didn't even realise?
No, I didn't. I thought it was someone saying condolences for my sister's death. So I'm stood there now, and I'm thinking, this is the fucking woman. And, you know, she's, you know, a fair-sized woman, and she just says, you know, I learned a lot in prison, you know, and I just want to, you know, even though, you know, the time I spent in prison was about me apologizing, but I seen you in the shop, and I know who you are, and I wanted to come over and apologize, you know, for what I put you through. But me going to prison was probably one of the best things that could have happened to me at that time, because I wasn't in a good place. You know, and I just said to her, you know, I love to having the balls to come over and say that, you know, I forgive him already, bro. I already forgave him. I forgive him on the night, because alcohol and drugs is a fucking weird thing. It can take you to a lot of strange places, you know what I mean, as I know. You know, but I forgive him that night. But for her to come up to a big airy-ass black guy in the middle of Primark, who she cut in the face with a knife, and say sorry, took some balls, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair play. Mm-hmm. You also wrote a children's book, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. During the lockdown, I took the time. Well, my granddaughter is very much like me, always in fucking trouble. Forever going to being sent to bed or being grounded. So the one afternoon, I said to my daughter, where's Maya? She said, she's in bed again. I said, what she done now? Don't watch it down, so I called her up. So what are you doing? So, I'm bored, blah, blah, blah. When my kids were real little, I used to pick up a book like this, and go, Now you see what's on the front of this.
Shout out Doss, yeah. Shout out Michael O'Brien. Go
I
and
go-
check that book.
I'd go, big up the book. I'd go, Caroline and Mary were two girls who loved, and I just make that shit up. But the difference was, this time, I couldn't read the fucking story in the book, but I'd just make it up. I decided to send my granddaughter voice notes on WhatsApp. And I did the whole story.
It's amazing.
I did this voice notes, but I'd never listened to myself back before reading the stories. But because I did it all on voice notes, I went, that's a fucking pretty good story. And then I thought, I wonder if I can find an illustrator. And all I'm going to do is just send him these voice notes and he can draw the pictures. Guy called Adam Goddison, brilliant fucking illustrator. We got out of each other. I told him what I wanted to do. And Colin, the wonderful adventures of Colin the Kitten was born, bro. And that was it.
Is that why the Skindred have the cat? Is that anything
Why
to do
what?
with the kitten? Like,
Why the Skindred?
well, you've got the tail as well. And
Yeah. I think that the whole cat thing is to do with the lion. It's like a lion vibe.
Okay.
That's why if you look back to albums like Union Black, we got the lion on there.
Okay.
So I think it's a big feline love.
Yeah.
In
And you were
Skindred.
saying you was feral as a kid as well, like,
Huh?
you know, you're saying you was a feral.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe there's a
Smeller.
connection through that, you know.
Yeah,
maybe there's that.
subconsciously, like,
Yeah,
you
so
know?
I did the wonderful adventures of Colin the Kitten, which people seem to love. You know, I'm working on a cartoon as well at the moment. So yeah, but I had that time to do that, and having that time to do that, I'm working on the illustrations with the guy, and yeah, so a lot of people love that cartoon. Well, love the book, but I'm working on a cartoon now. So,
How'd you stay so positive, Benj?
bro, I look at what I have got, not what I haven't. It's like I wonder, like, oh my God, these bands are doing so well, they got this, but I look what I have got. I got beautiful children, I got a beautiful girlfriend, I got a beautiful life, beautiful friends, encouraging. Not look at what I haven't got. You know what I mean? It's easy to go, oh, fuck, I never got on the cover of the Kerrang, and they don't talk about me. And watch what you have got, not what you haven't. That's my heartbeat. Focus on what you have and what you're doing, and giving that to others. You know, to show love and give love in return is probably the best gift you can get. And I think that's what motivates me to show that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not positive. Sometimes I want to fucking kill the world. But I prefer to show the love and the positivity than show a 10-minute feeling of depression. And that's all it is for me. It's just dealing with that fuckery low. But coming through the low, I'm going to get the high again. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's always darkest before the dawn, bro. I got 1,000 of them fucking things to say.
Yeah, that fuckery low, man.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about killing the world, what's going on over in Ukraine now?
It's not very nice, is it, bro?
No.
I mean, really? But you know what? Because me and the boys in the band, I mean, I can't go over there. There's nothing more we can do, really, than, you know, give them some financial support. So we organised a Ukraine support for the Ukraine freedom fighters, a T-shirt. But then when I was watching this T-shirt, the whole T-shirt thing would have been great to give them. But then I was watching the way they're treating black people over there. Some of these thick people, they're not letting them on. They're dragging them
The
off
Ukrainians are, it's
Yes,
really
bro.
bad, isn't it?
It's terrible, mate. And I didn't think of it like that in any shape or form. I just seen the cries of the people. But when I seen that, it made me want to give to the right people over there, not just give willy-nilly. Because I don't want them people who are fucking even the trans people are going through some fucking terrible shit over there. So if you're of ethnic or a different kind of thing, they really shine a
Do
light
you
on
think
that.
then this thing they're saying, it's not so much our media, but this neo-Nazi, these
I don't know, bro.
like they're saying basically that, like, you know, even he said it, he's trying to denazify Ukraine, isn't he? Putin was supposed to. I know there's all these different sides,
but
but
it's
you know, it's fucking disgusting how they're treating other people.
No, it's wrong. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, and it's not Russians treating them like that. I'm seeing Ukrainians treating them like that. You know, so it's hard to go, what side do you on? What side do you on? Because you just want the right people to shine, don't you? You know what I mean? But like you said, it's all the fake news, it's all the bullshit, this and that, and then you don't even know if things are being made up on, you know, by the media and stuff. And now the RT's gone, and you know,
I used to love RT.
bro. But people
RT
said,
was my channel.
bro, I woke up in the morning about 2 mornings going looking for it. Gone. So
Yeah.
all I got is what BBC tell me now. You know, there's some other news online you can get to.
It's bullshit. Well, you know, I think it's a lot of misinformation on there, but watch it to be informed of what they're telling you to then siphoning yourself type of thing,
It's
innit?
definitely gold digging, isn't it? Like, I mean, you gotta use a pen to decipher the shit. Like,
Future plans.
well, you know what? I just really want to get back into touring.
Back.
Really bad touring. Got some DJ sets coming up, which is good. we played an amazing set. There was, they were doing these pilots. They were doing the pilot, so we got to play Download. There was a pilot in front of 20,000 people. So my first show back was in front of 20,000 people, and it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that must have been to have none and then just.
And it's funny because you talk about positivity, right? We never seen each other for 2 years. Me and the boys in the band, we didn't see each other at all. Just like we were working on different stuff, but we never really seen each other. So the first night back, we had 2 nights of rehearsal in Brighton, and then we were going to play this pilot festival in Doddington, I think it was there. So anyway, the night before we went to play the show, me, my management, and crew, we all sat for drinks in the bar in this hotel. There was all these different bands. But My Valentine was there, some other bands. So I said, I haven't seen none of these motherfuckers for so long. I know it's just going to be a drunken, crazy night, and I want to be on my game tomorrow. So boys, I said, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. So I got up and I said, good night, God bless, see you all in the morning. So in the morning, I must have woke up about 8 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my phone and my tour manager said, Benjamin, as soon as you wake up, can you call me? And I thought I was rare for him to say that. So I got in the lift and I was going to call him. And as I got down to the lobby, he sat on the chair. And I looked over and I said, what's happening, son? He said, sit by here, bro. And I was like, what? Sit by here, bro. It's weird. Sat down by him like I said, my business manager, Wolfie, he said he had a heart attack last night in the lobby in front of everybody and the other bands. My drummer, fucking all power to him, he was dead for 15 minutes, Wolfie was. I was going to wake up to the news that he was dead. This is before the big show we played.
This is everyone's manager, or
this is
manager?
This is Skindred's manager.
Wow.
This is my band's manager. My drummer, thank God, when he was a kid, he was really good swimmer, so he did the CPR thing in the swimming lessons. He did that on him, and my manager was alive.
Wow.
But when they took his body away, they wasn't sure if he was alive or dead. So I got up to the news and on that Saturday morning that, we got to wait for a few more hours to find out whether Wolfie got through or he didn't. And we had a choice whether to pull the show because a lot of people were upset or continue to do it. And I thought, there's one thing I know about Wolfie is that he's like Freddie Mercury. You want the show to go on. You know what I'm saying? The show must go on. So we put it together. We pulled it together, played the show, not knowing whether he was dead or alive because none of us knew by then. And when we come off, my other manager, Seven, said, Wolfie opened his eyes. So we finished that show, and I tell you, I took every bit of energy I had onto that stage with me, and it's like I wanted to resurrect Wolfie in the power of rock and roll.
Yeah.
And when I got off stage, it was one of the best news when Seven said to me that Wolfie had opened his eyes. He said he's far from being out in the dark woods, but he opened his eyes. So that was...
Do you need a work uniform? Want to start a clothing brand? Or maybe you have a football kit that needs a logo printed? Well, if I was you, I'd get in touch with the Re-Inspire Printing Company down Treforest Industrial Estate for the finest printing and embroidery in Wales. I use them for my custom-made mankini, but you could use them for t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and many, many other things.
That was pretty much, that's the situation
How
where...
is he now?
He's good, bro. Alhamdulillah, he's good, bro. Really well. Serious. He's training more often than smoking cigarettes. He stopped smoking cigarettes and stopped drinking so much. So, yeah, but he's doing well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fair.
And
That's amazing, that is.
That was something for me, which I know would have been easy to go, pull a show, we're going home, blah, blah, blah. But I knew that the power of music would heal the situation.
Yeah.
And it did. I think we played one of the best shows we've ever played. In that much pain as well. Yeah, it was good.
I've got a couple of questions, just quick fire. Best venue you've ever played?
I like Manchester Academy because the showers are top notch.
Really?
Yeah, I think a lot of the people don't realise. What you got to realise?
It's not about the fucking crowd. This is about the facility.
Remember, listen. The way I look at it like this, right? This is my angle is this.
I need
right?
to shave and wash my balls for the second set.
And it's most important that the venues
Copper manscape.
Proper vibes, bro. I'm telling you, it's really important when you talk so much that the venues are decent venues. Remember, you got to live there. You're there for fucking 24 hours most of the time, And you got to live in these venues up and down the country. So Manchester Academy's got the best showers in the UK.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, so when you play there, you know what to do. When you tune or you did on your advert, it's big. You know what to do.
Yeah. All right. Best crowd.
Best crowd, bro. Do you know what's funny? They say, oh, what's the Japanese people like? They're fucking brilliant, bro. Japanese people love music. But everywhere we go, I whip the crowd into a frenzy anyway. So,
All right, let's refer this in. You know, because I know like certain cultures or certain countries, you know, when they know there's a band coming, they'll learn the lyrics to that band. Where do you find most of your loyal support?
Germany.
Germany.
I love Germany. Hamburg. Love playing. I remember the best thing about playing in Hamburg, when I was in Dubwar, this is what you call talking and speaking things to be into existence, right? We was in Dubwar and we played this venue called the Market Halle. And we'd go downstairs and we'd play a room not much bigger than this with Dubwar. I remember that one day, for some reason, the other door wasn't open and I accidentally opened the door. And I walked through and I looked and there's this fucking hall. Oh, it's about 1,500 people. Huge compared to this. And I'm like, man, we're playing on a piece of shit. Look at this. You know, we're playing in like a broom cupboard. And I said, and I said, you know what? No, I shut the door behind me and I walked into the venue and I spoke into the venue and I said, one day I'm going to come back to you, motherfucker. I'm going to sell you out and we're going to rock together in this room. Not that room, this room. And I spoke it into existence. Fast forward a long time, 10 years or so.
Skindred.
Skindred was in there. And I felt and I felt infused by speaking.
Welcome home.
Seeing something and going, I'm going to have you one day. And that was the
Spoken
blessing.
into existence,
I spoke
bro.
it and it became a reality.
Manifestation.
So every time we play now in Hamburg, we play the Market Halle, and we play there, and it's always sold out, and people are going crazy. You know what I mean? And it's always a really decent show. You know. And yeah, so I love Germany. I love, like when you go to Italy and you get a fucking salty sandwich with a packet of crisps. You're right. Enjoy. But when you go to Germany, bro, they look after you so well. You know what I mean? It's chalk and cheese, bro.
Yeah.
Some places, you know, you walk in the dressing room and there's not. You're like, what the fuck have I done to deserve this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I haven't done
yeah.
anything wrong. You know, so that's the vibe. But Germany is a top-notch country.
Nice. Most hostile crowd.
Hostile. Well, I'll tell you one time in Dubwar, we played Russia in Moscow, and on the poster they wrote, Dubwar, the anti-Nazi band. But when you do that in places like that, the Nazis come up, don't they? The Nazis come out. So that was the time when I said about being in Moscow and some guy went like that to me. And yeah, that was pretty heavy. But it was strange because you had all these Nazis doing salutes, doing all the things that they do, chanting, like every time we stop a song, they'd be chanting, singing.
It's mad to think that it is like that in Russia, isn't it? Because, like, you know,
I mean,
it's just mad.
But the crazy thing was, you had half of the crowd doing that, and the other half just rocking and loving it, like, you know what I mean? But we played a really hostile show. They were throwing shit at us, you know what I mean? But we come off, and the drummer was half blind, Ginge. And I come off, I said, Ginge, you catch that? He said, yeah, they were fucking loving us, weren't they, bro? I said, no, Ginge, they wanted to fucking kill us. Oh, so I was playing, I thought it was all waving, I guess not. Yeah,
quality.
Ginge, because he couldn't see shit. He said, I can't see shit, bro. Honestly, yeah, that was, yeah. Watching that was quite hostile. That was a gig to like.
The most bizarre thing you encountered on tour?
I don't know, bro. Don't know. You know, one time some people asked me, could they have my underwear to rinse out after the show, and I thought that was quite weird. A man and a woman.
Really?
When they was willing to pay money if I could get anyone else's shorts from the band. I just kept walking, bro. Just kept walking. I cannot help you, sir. Sorry. Sorry, I cannot help you, sir.
I got some What You Rabbits. Any of you got a question for him? Dan?
Yeah, go on. So I think a lot of people have this perception of like alternate rock, that it's this depressing thing. And I think in your personality, I don't see that at all, you know?
I don't think rock's depressing. I mean, I want a message of positivity every time, no matter where I am. You know what I mean?
What do you think about all the suicides as well from like frontmen? Because there's like Chris Cornell and like Chester Bennett and a bunch of them.
I think it's a personal battle where you got to deal with, like, you know what I mean? I remember there was a time in my life when I was living in Florida and you know, I actually thought about suicide and thought it was the only way out. But thankfully, it was only for a fleeting moment, you know? So I don't think you can say it's anything to do with any kind of music or something. I think it's more to do with the personality of the person, like, you know what I mean? And I'm sure suicide, you know, it's not the coward's way out that people say, you know. It's really not a coward's way out. You got to be pretty fucking ballsy to do that. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's anything to do with the music. I think it's just so happens to be like a few people who are going through it. You know what I mean? And I know Chris Cornell and then Chester. It's pretty heavy, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's anything to do with it. I've never gotten...
I think it's more to it with them two if you look into it.
Yeah. I mean, if you give a private eye to go check some shit out, they'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
There. You know, but that's how I feel anyway. Like, but you know, when I go on stage, I'm going on stage to lift people's spirits and encourage them that, you know, it's always darkest before the dawn and they can continue. And I want that. I really want to drive that home on stage and off stage, you know? You know, sometimes I'm a proper little asshole cunt, but, you know, I don't take that on stage with me, like, you know?
Okay, thank you, Dan. Couple of random what you rathers. You a mild or a spice?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, spice every time. I'll do a Vindaloo anywhere, bro.
Really? I've seen you on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll do a Vindaloo, bro. I mean, I wouldn't need a fucking a Scotch bonnet pepper if you put it for you know, something stupid like that. But you know, definitely, I do enjoy spicy food.
If you could explore one of these, deep sea or deep space,
Ain't going anywhere. I ain't give a fuck what's up there, and I don't care what's down there either.
fair enough.
I ain't going anywhere, bro.
All right,
If it was up to black people, there would be no one on the moon and no one in the sea.
Are you a flat earther or a round earth?
Oh, it's definitely round, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we are reflection, anything to do like the moon, I just guess we're round.
Okay. And if you could have two superpowers, one for yourself and one for humanity, what would they be?
Power of being peaceful, and the power to make the crowd jump.
Yeah.
Even more.
Okay.
I have the power to make you jump even more. Yeah, the bouncing jump, yeah.
Keep
Keep the world at peace would be number one, though.
Yeah.
Everyone's chilled. No fucking nuclears, nothing of that bullshit. Everyone's nice.
If you've got just anything quick, briefly, you want to say to the people? Anything
I just
positive?
want to say, when you're going through hell, keep on going.
Nice.
You know, honestly, when you're going through hell, just keep on going because you're going to come out the other side. That's one thing I would say about life in general, you know. And I'd say as well, there's things in my life I've worried about for a long time, and I wish that I didn't because it was fucking pointless wasting my brain power on shit that was never going to happen, and it didn't, you know?
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time worrying over nothing for no reason. And that's what I think that I wish if I could tell my younger self anything, it would be, don't worry, bro. Don't worry, because you're spending so much time worrying about shit that's never going to happen and haven't happened, you know?
Benji Webbe, thank you so much for coming, mate. I hope you enjoyed it.
I had a good time. I
Yeah.
talked a lot of shit, but it was cool.
Rejuvenated me, mate. Like
Good,
really
good,
energized. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Go and follow
Be Master Dread.
B Master Dread on Instagram,
Yeah.
where you will see you've got your new Dub War project
I got
coming
the new
out.
Dub War thing out there.
Skindred as well.
The album's out. The Dub War album is out August the 15th, and the Dub War album's called Westgate Under Fire.
Yeah. You got a new song out called Black Man,
Black
is it?
Man, yeah, I got Black Man's out there,
Yeah,
which I
go on.
wrote during that crazy time with Mr. Floyd when he was killed and stuff. I
Yeah.
just felt like the world needed that, and you know, God give me them lyrics to share with the world. You know?
Amazing. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next week. Stay central.
Central and out of the area.
The Central Club.